Okay, it's March. It's time for the theme months to begin. But what am I going to theme this month on? Well, there's nothing better than looking at the films of one of our favourite animation studios. No, it's not Disney, but it is one of their subsidiaries, Pixar. So let's go back, all the way back to 1995 for our first review. I think you know where we're going with this. That's right. We can't not begin this review series with Toy Story. But before I start the review, there are only going to be 26 episodes for Pixar month, and the reason for that being there are only 26 films made by the studio at the moment. Yes, I'm only counting their feature films and none of their shorts or any TV series they might have on Disney Plus. Just their feature films here for this month. Sorry. So let's get on with it, shall we? My review, or new review, of Toy Story. Well, the story basically is this. Andy Davis is a young boy who loves playing with toys. His favourite is a pull-string cowboy named Woody, but uh-oh, it's his birthday party today, and he is given a Buzz Lightyear action figure as a present by his mum. And Buzz starts to move in on Woody's turf, making him incredibly jealous. So jealous, in fact, he tries to get rid of him. And so their rivalry begins, and they have to work through their differences on the adventure after Buzz gets knocked out of Andy's bedroom window. And trying to escape Sid's house with that menacing dog Scud acting as guard. Do they manage to escape? Well, as far as I'm going to tell you of the synopsis, it's done. You'll have to find out for yourself. Because for those who haven't seen the film yet, what are you doing? Get to it. It's a great film. And, yes. So I told you the story. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen perform fantastically as our two main characters, Woody and Buzz. And you actually believe the rivalry they're going through. I think I might be remiss if I didn't list some of the other cast and the characters they play. Because also, alongside Hanks and Allen, we have Jim Varney. Yes, Jim Varney, Ernest, as Slinky Dog. Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head. and John Ratzenberger as Ham the Piggy Bank, just to name a few. And boy, is this film a perfect adventure to start Pixar's library out on, and the best way to start a themed month of reviews. So, now, the music is composed by Randy Newman, and it is a great film score, and it's directed brilliantly by John Lasseter. And it is written by Joe Rann, the head of story for the first few films. So, okay. So I've given my opinion of the film already at this stage. What's your opinion? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't seen it, and as I said, get to it. You don't know what you're missing out on. So, A Bug's Life will be up for review in the next episode. And until then, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like the video. And have a magical time. Okay. So let Pixar month continue, but guys, stop bugging me, alright? Okay, welcome back, guys, to Pixar month, the marathon where through the month of March, I'm reviewing every film, every feature-length CGI animated film Pixar's put out over the years. Now, at the time of this recording, there are still 26 films, and here's the second one from 1998, A Bug's Life. So, a spoiler alert must go out to those who haven't seen the film yet. I'd imagine most of you have. Flick is an inventive young ant who lands his entire colony in trouble with grasshoppers and has to go out to find a means of defense for his colony. And, well, he meets who he and we at the time, well, actually, we know that they're circus bugs, but he believes they're warriors. So he takes them back to Ant Island with him to defend them against grasshoppers. But when it gets out that these bugs are circus performers, oh dear, Flick. You've landed yourself in hot water again, my friend. Oh, no, no, no. Wait a minute. Did Flick just con his entire colony with these circus performers? tricking them into believing they were warriors. Well, no. Well, let's move on, shall we? Because they do find a way to defend themselves against the grasshoppers. How do they do this? Well, you have to watch the film to find out. For the second film in Pixar's canon, it is an excellent look into the world of bugs and to see how they would defend themselves against their enemies. But James, do I hear you saying, A Bug's Life is essentially just ants retold? No, it's not. They're two very different films. The only thing they have in common is they were released at roughly the same time. That's it. But this is not DreamWorks month. This is Pixar month. Okay. So yeah, what do I think of the film? Yeah, it's pretty good. Not one of my favourite films in the Pixar library. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Because that is it for this installment of Pixar Month. Next time, I'll be reviewing Toy Story 2. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching and have some magical time. 3rd of March, huh? That means it's time for the 3rd canonical film of Pixar month. You know what that's gonna be? Yeah, that's right, it's gonna be Toy Story 2. But James, do I hear you saying, why are you doing Toy Story 2 third if it's the second film? Wrong! I'm going in order of release. And Toy Story 2 is the third film Pixar made, as it was released in 1999. So, don't bother correcting me in the comments upon seeing this video. Thanks for that. Now it's on to the review. So, what happens in Toy Story 2? Well, spoilers ahead for those who have not managed to see the film in all this time. What are you doing? Okay. Well, Andy is off to cowboy camp for the summer. And while he's gone, his mum holds a yard sale at which she sells Wheezy the Penguin, one of our new characters. And Woody, in an attempt to rescue Wheezy from being sold, Wheezy has a broken squeaker, by the way, ends up at the yard sale himself, where he's kept in a box for safekeeping by Andy's mum. Only one problem. Al McGuigan, another new character in the series at this point, from Al's Toy Barn, steals Woody while Andy's mum's not looking, and this prompts Buzz and a team of other toys, including Slinky Dog, Rex the Dinosaur, Mr. Potato Head, and Ham, the piggy bank. This prompts them to go on a rescue mission to bring Woody home. Only, while he's in Al's apartment, Woody meets Jessie the cowgirl, another new character, along with Bullseye the horse, another new character, and the prospector, Stinky Pete. Another new character, yet another new character. And learns who he is. He was the main character in an old kids' TV puppet show called Woody's Roundup. Now, during the rescue mission, Buzz and the other toys who have tasked themselves with rescuing Woody are in Al's Toy Barn, where Buzz tries to steal the utility belt from a new Buzz Lightyear action figure and gets tied up inside a spaceship box. And a tour guide, Barbie, gives the other toys a ride around the store, a tour around the store. Barbie's another new character, by the way, as is the utility belt Buzz, who is then mistaken for our Buzz. Whoops. And yes, the squeaky toy aliens from the first film reappear. They eventually do make it over to Al's apartment to try and rescue Woody. Now, Woody, before this, actually learns he's to be sold along with the rest of Woody's Roundup collection to a toy museum in Japan. And first he's all like, I can't do that. I've got to get back home for my owner, Andy. But Stinky Pete, ever the cult leader that he is, manages to convince Woody that being immortalized behind glass in a museum is the way to go, making him not want to return home with his friends when they actually make it there to rescue him. But eventually, it ends happily, and they do all end up going home. And I say all because Jessie and Bullseye go home with them. Well, the villain, Stinky Pete, is sent home with a girl called Amy. So, I think I've told you enough of the story. So, if it ends happily, how does it end? Well, for those who have stuck through this whole review while I've been describing the story, well, it's your own fault, because I did give you a spoiler warning before I started giving the review. So, but then I don't know anyone here on YouTube who hasn't seen the film yet. So that is it for the film. And what do I think of it? A tip-top sequel. And this was Pixar's first attempt at a sequel as well. A quick little fun fact. This was actually meant to be a direct-to-video film. Thank goodness it wasn't. Okay. Okay. Because that would have got a bad reputation faster than it could have come out. Okay. So, thanks for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please remember to leave a like, a nice comment if you please. Let me know your thoughts of the film. Share the video with your friends. And, of course, subscribe to this channel for more content, for more amazing content like this. And stay tuned for tomorrow's review, as it will be for Monsters, Inc. Until then, thanks for watching and have a magical time. We were all scared of monsters in our closets as kids, right? Well, what if I was to tell you Pixar came along and made a film in which it was the other way around? Check this out. That's right, guys. Monsters, Inc. The fourth film released by Pixar Animation Studios. This one was released in 2001. And spoilers, but it is set in a world in which monsters work for a company that employs them to go through the closets of children at night and scare them. Because their screams are what harnesses the energy for their city, Monstropolis, and their whole world. And the other way around bit comes in with the monsters being scared of the children because they think they're toxic and deadly. Which would have been true in the 14th century because of the plague that was going around, but it's actually unclear as to what century the film takes place in. Okay, now, two monsters, Mike and Sully, are in a bitter rivalry with another monster called Randall, trying to break the all-time scare record. And when a kid wanders through a door at Randall Station into the monster world, it starts widespread panic. Mike and Sully take the kid in and look after it, and actually come to learn that being scared of children is just plain silly. There's actually no need to worry. They're not toxic. And, of course, Boo, as the kid comes to be known, causes Mike and Sully to get banished to the human world. And when they learn what Randall and Waternoose plan to do with the kid, they find a way to get back into Monstropolis to save her. Wow. Okay. Imagine that. A modern world in which the monsters are afraid of the human children. Yes. Come to think of it, Monster Noose. Water Noose, you... Well, he is a monster. Uh, You're sending your scarers into a death zone, as you wrongly think it is. And then with you planning what you want to do to these kids, boo. Anyway, that is it for this. Oh no, before I go, actually find a way to sneak a little gay joke in there. So members of the LBGT community who are of the homosexual party, please do not be offended. It's just a little passing joke. And it's actually a misinterpretation of what Mike's trying to say in that one scene. So... anyway, that is it for this episode of Pixar Month. Join me in the next installment as we take a little trip under the sea. Yeah, I think you know where this is going. Until then, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment, a nice one please. Share the video with your friends. And subscribe to this channel. And until next time, thanks for watching and have a magical time. So guys, what happens when a fish goes to the drop-off? His father might be sent on the lookout for him. Finding Nemo, the fifth film released by Pixar Animation Studios. This one was released in 2003. The fifth CGI animated feature, that is. So, what's it about? Spoilers, because this is what it's about. When a young clownfish is taken off his coral reef home by a diver, his father then has to traverse the whole ocean looking for him. And on this search, he meets another fish with short-term memory loss. Now, Nemo, the boy clownfish who gets taken from the reef, his father is Marlin, and all the other sea creatures seem to think he's a literal clown because of the type of fish he is. And yeah, and Dory is the name of the fish with short-term memory loss that runs in her family. And while they're on this search for Nemo, they get taken under the fin by a group of sharks who pledged not to eat other fish. Bruce, the great white leader, and the great white, who is the leader of their group. Chum, I don't know what type of fish he is, but okay. And Anchor is a hammerhead. So yeah. And so then Marlin tells him that he has to go on the search for his son. And, well, accidentally hurts Dory. And upon smelling the blood, sends Bruce into a frenzy. And helping them along the way is Nigel the pelican. Of course, they also have to do battle with jellyfish. And another character who helps them on their journey is Crush the sea turtle. He's 150, dude, and still young. Of course, now, other characters we meet during the story are Darla, the dentist's niece, who Nemo is supposed to be given to as a birthday gift, the dentist himself, P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, and the other fish in the tank gang, who helped Nemo to get back out into the sea. To reunite with his father, Marlin. Now, I'm just going to share with you guys this little bit of information. The theory goes that this film is a metaphor for the stages of grief, because at the very beginning of the film, we see a barracuda attacking the reef home and killing Marlin's wife, Coral, and the other unborn clownfish embryos, leaving only one behind. Now, the theory goes, as I said, that the film's a metaphor for the stages of grief, and it's all going on in Marlin's head. So yeah, a dark theory suggesting Nemo's dead, and the only evidence for this theory is that Nemo means no one in Latin. Finding no one? Okay. Now, a quick crash course for you now. In what the stages of grief are. So, and then we'll apply them to the film, to Marlin. So, okay, the first stage is denial. Feeling numb is common in the early days after a bereavement. Some people at first carry on as if nothing has happened, even if we know with our heads that someone has died. It can be hard to believe that someone important is not coming back. The Barracuda attack at the beginning of the film, which kills Coral and the other eggs, and supposedly Nemo as well. This is Marlin in the stage of denial, according to the theory. Anger. Anger is a completely natural emotion and very natural after someone dies. Death can seem cruel and unfair, especially when you feel someone has died before their time or you had plans for the future together. It's also common to feel angry towards the person who has died, or angry at ourselves for things we did or did not do before their death. The stage of anger for Marlin is happening through the film, where he can't forgive himself for his wife's death. And he's become afraid of the ocean since the Barracuda attack as well. And also he shows a bit of this towards Dory. Then who can blame him at that point? Bargaining. When we're in pain, it's sometimes hard to accept that there's nothing we can do to change things. Bargaining is when we start to make deals with ourselves, or perhaps with God, if you're religious. We want to believe that if we act in particular ways, we will feel better. It's also common to find ourselves going over and over things that happened in the past and asking a lot of what if questions, wishing we could go back and change things in the hope things could have turned out differently. So basically, bargaining is beating yourself up over not doing things the way you think you should have done before a loved one dies. And yes, clearly, according to theory, this is what Marlin is also going through because he can't believe, or because he thinks he should have done things better when Coral was around. Depression, a very common thing to go through when you lose a loved one. And of course, it's a sadness and longing are what we think of most often when we think about grief. The pain can be very intense and come in waves over many months or years. Life can feel like it no longer holds any meaning, which can be very scary. And obviously, Marlin actually feels this depression when he loses Nemo in the film. So the bargaining also could happen after Marlin loses Nemo and has to go traversing the ocean to find him. And acceptance. Grief comes in waves and it can feel like nothing will ever be right again. But gradually, most people find that the pain eases and it is possible to accept what has happened. We may never get over the death of someone precious, but we can learn to live again while keeping the memories of those who we have lost close to us. Okay, now apparently, no, according to theory for Finding Nemo, the acceptance comes in when Marlin and Nemo, father and son, are reunited after the whole ordeal. So, okay, so we've just gone through the 5 stages of grief and applied them to to Marlin in Finding Nemo, as per the theory. And I can tell you that look at it in whatever way you want, but don't overthink it. Don't ruin it for kids, because it is, at the end of the day, a kids' film. And we don't want to traumatize them with information like that. It is just a theory, and I'm gonna debunk it. Yeah, there you go. The film is not, repeat, not a metaphor for the 5 stages of grief. No, it's not. It's just a story of a young boy clownfish who gets taken from his reef home and his father having to traverse the ocean to get him back. And this is supposed to be a review, and I've just debunked a theory around this film. I hope you enjoyed that. Because if you did, I'd like you to please leave a like, comment, a nice one please, share the video with your friends, and and subscribe to the channel. Finding Nemo is a good film, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, have some magical time. Okay guys, so far this project we have entered a world of toys twice, and then a world of talking bugs, and then a world of monsters, and then an underwater world of fish. So, you want to hear about Pixar's take on superheroes? Of course you do. Let's get super! Welcome back to Pixar month. This is day 6, and how incredible that we should reach this point for the first time in Pixar's history. I know. That was an awful pun. Okay. The Incredibles. Film number 6 in Pixar's animated feature library. It tells the story of a family of undercover superheroes in a world in which superpowers have been outlawed. So Bob Parr is now settled into family life with fellow former superhero Elastigirl, or Helen, and they have 3 children together: Dash, Violet, and Jack Jack. Dash's powers, well, he's got the power of super speed, and he's a rambunctious 10-year-old scamp. Violet, a shy teenage girl of 14, with the power of invisibility and the power to generate force fields. And Jack Jack, the little infant who hasn't quite got a personality yet, so has a whole multitude of different powers, which we see him displaying throughout the film. Now, Bob actually wants to get back. He's Mr. Incredible, by the way. He wants to get back and relive the glory days, in which superheroes were called upon as like the 5th emergency service. So he is called away on a secret mission by a woman named Mirage. And the mission turns out to be Syndrome and the Omnidroid. So he is thrown into battle with Syndrome and the Omnidroid. And he gets captured. Now, Syndrome, from the beginning of the film, is just a young fanboy named Buddy, who wants to be Mr. Incredible's sidekick. Mr. Incredible rejects him. And so this is what he's grown up to be. Now, the film takes place in the early 1960s, in a time when superhero comics were a big thing. Not that they're not still, but when they were first a big thing. And so, this leads Helen to hire a babysitter for the kids. Well, actually, to put Violet in charge and go off and rescue Bob. By the way, I forgot to say that Bob, Mr. Incredible, has the power of super strength. And Elastigirl, that's Helen. And I think you can tell from her name what power she has. Yeah, elasticity. Okay. Okay. And the theory actually goes here that their powers are reminiscent of their personalities. Well, actually, I don't think that's a theory. We actually have evidence of that in the film. So, and I'm not going to go into a theory about this like I did with Finding Nemo, because this isn't a theory series. Oh, no, 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 no. So, Violet and Dash also then sneak away on this mission and hire a sitter for Jack Jack. It's a crazy film once you get to think about it. I'm not going to tell you any more. You have to go and watch the rest of the film for yourself to find out how it ends, if you haven't yet. And if you have, and I've just reawakened your memory of it, you're welcome. Okay. Because it is one of the best films in Pixar's library. And it came out in 2004. So, What do you think of The Incredibles, guys? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, a nice comment on this video, please. Share with your friends and subscribe to this channel. And until next time, thanks for watching and have us a magical time. Okay, so now let's go and visit a town populated entirely by automobiles. Cars. Film number 7 in Pixar's animated feature library. And the start of one of the most popular franchises they've made. What's it about? Well, spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet. But Cars is a story of young Lightning McQueen, a rookie race car who accidentally crashes through the town of Radiator Springs, destroying the road. And so is sentenced to community service to fix the road. And while doing this, he befriends all the town's cars. Because there are no people in the town whatsoever. So he befriends every vehicle in the town. With the first one to approach him being Mater the tow truck. And he even forms a relationship with a young Porsche named Sally. Now, if Sally isn't a Porsche, correct me in the comments below. It's just what she looks like to me. And while not one of the best films in Pixar's library, it's still a fun watch. So I recommend watching it if you want a fun time. Now, I forgot to mention, though, that Lightning was actually on his way to compete in the Piston Cup. Oh my god! He did what in this cup? I couldn't resist. Okay. So that is basically it for this review. Next time I'll be reviewing Ratatouille. Until then, though, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, a comment below, a respectful one, please. Share the video with your friends. And most importantly of all, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching and have a magical time. Rats in the kitchen? Oh, that's no problem. Just let them cook. Ratatouille, a famous French dish which lends its name to this movie, the eighth in the Pixar's feature-length animation library, tells the story, spoilers, of a young rat named Remy who lives in France with his colony and wants to be a chef. So he happens across a young chef named Linguini in a French restaurant, Gusto's, and basically acts as his puppeteer from his head, telling him what to do and put into the meals. And basically, so Linguini starts out as a waiter in this restaurant, actually, not a chef. Then he actually cooks something with Remy pulling the strings, so to speak. And when a food critic visits the restaurant and orders a ratatouille, yes, the dish which named the film appears in the film, why wouldn't it? He actually likes it and asks to see the chef. And when they reveal Remy, oh boy! Now, of course, Remy's colony don't like the fact he wants to be a chef. Come to think of it, the reason why we don't like rats in our houses is because they're household pests. So yeah, there you go. And if one of them was smart enough to be able to cook, I think you still have to draw the line health and safety, right? It wouldn't be healthy to have rats in your kitchen. Okay. But still though, this is a good film and you should give it a watch. I'll stop talking about the synopsis of the film because I was close to giving away the ending. So if this has piqued your interest in the film, definitely go and give it a watch. If you enjoyed this video, then please remember to like, comment, something respectful please, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more great content coming soon. Until then, thanks for watching, and have us a magical time. Okay, so we now time travel ahead in time to a rundown 29th century. The setting for our next review. Here we go. WALL-E, or WALL-E, is the 9th feature-length animated film created by Pixar Animation Studios, released in 2008. It is set 700 years after an apocalypse that basically polluted the earth. And so the human race now lives aboard the Axiom, a giant spaceship with the entire human race as the colony on there. While on Earth, WALL-E is trying to tidy up after the apocalypse that brought the world to the hell we actually see depicted in the film. It is the year 2805 AD, and while WALL-E is doing this, he's actually collecting items that remind him of the humans, and while he is doing this, he meets a young robot named Eve, who he grows a strong affinity with. Yeah, falls in love with. And the whole story takes us then aboard the Axiom, which is where she's from, and shows us how lazy the human race has become since they have all these robots to do everything for them. Now, hope then actually gets restored to the masses when a plant begins to sprout. That's a plant WALL-E was looking after. Yeah. And, well, I'm not going to oversell it. Go and watch the film for yourselves if you haven't. It is a good film. And the message it puts across is that we shouldn't pollute our beloved home planet. We shouldn't take it for granted. We should appreciate it. And again, we shouldn't take our lives for granted either. So, guys, what do you think of this film if you've seen it? Let me know in the comments below. And next time, we follow an old man off on a journey. Until then, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next episode, again, thanks for watching and have a magical time. Hey guys. Okay, now it's time to set off on an adventure to South America with Carl Fredricksen. But how are we gonna get there? Well, stay tuned to find out. Up, the 10th film, or should I say the 10th CGI animated feature film, released by Pixar in 2009, Now, okay, I'm about to tell the story of the film. So, spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the film yet. You might want to go and watch it. Carl Fredricksen is an elderly man who is being forced out of his home and into a retirement home. And so, to avoid this, along with a Boy Scout named Russell, he ties about 10,000 balloons to his house and sets sail for Angel Falls. No, Paradise Falls, sorry, not Angel Falls, Paradise Falls in Venezuela. And when I said along with, I mean, he is joined by a Boy Scout named Russell on this journey. Now, this is him fulfilling a lifelong promise to his wife, Ellie. Now, a fair bit of warning here for you guys. The opening 10 minutes of the film chronicle Carl and Ellie's lives together, and it is a tearjerker. But the whole story itself is a heartwarming adventure. We have a delightful villain in Charles Muntz. They're both looking for the same bird. But I shan't tell you how the film ends for giving it away. I don't do that. No, I don't. So that is it for the review. If I had to give it a rating, I haven't been doing that in recent films. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it 5 bunches of balloons. That about 50,000 balloons, that is. 5 bunches of balloons and flying houses out of 5. And stay tuned for the next review as we definitely return to the toy box for our 3rd visit with the toys in Toy Story 3. And until then, thanks for watching. And don't forget to leave a like, comment below, preferably a nice comment, and letting me know what you thought of the film if you've seen it yourself. Okay. Share the video with your friends, and more importantly, and most importantly of all, subscribe to this channel. Until next time, thanks again for watching, and have us a magical time. We're going back to the toy box. As a matter of fact, we're doing more than that. We're going to the toy box and beyond for the 3rd time in a row. Toy Story 3, the 11th animated feature created by Pixar Animation Studios. released in 2010. Okay, guys, now I'm sure most of you have seen this already, but for those who haven't, spoilers ahead. It's 10 years later, and Andy is about to leave for college. Only one problem: what does he do with his old toys? Well, he packs Woody in the box to take to college with him. So Stinky Pete was wrong on that one, at first. And, all his other toys are donated to the Sunnyside Daycare Centre. At first, they're happy to have been donated to where they can be played with all the time, except for one problem. There's a teddy bear that runs it who actually seems plush and huggable on the outside, but on the inside is hardened and cruel and runs a place like a fascist dictatorship. Lotso Huggin' Bear, one of the new characters introduced to us in this film. Other new characters we meet in this film are Ken, you know, Barbie's boyfriend from that fashion doll line. Bonnie Anderson, a little girl who attends the Sunnyside Centre. When I say attends, her mum actually works there. And we also meet Bonnie's toys. And basically, it's a prison escape movie. Buzz is reset to be thinking he's a space ranger again. All the other toys are locked up. So it takes a dark turn quite early on, actually. It's like a World War II prison escape film, but with toys instead of people. The Great Escape toy version. And, yeah, in case you're wondering which historic figure I'm now going to compare Lotso to, it's the very figure responsible for the Second World War in real life. I won't say his name, nor will I say which political party he led. Those of you who are old enough to know will know who he is already and which party that was. Of course, it was Voldemort and the Death Eaters. No, it wasn't. Okay. But, moving on. They also have to return to Andy before he leaves to college. Now, I don't think I should tell you anymore in case some of you haven't seen the film before. But I'll let you know my opinion. For a third film in a very, very well-loved franchise, it is the first of two perfect endings for the series, wrapping up Andy's story. Now, for those who have seen the film who thought the ending was sad, you don't know what a sad ending is. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, that is it for this review. Feel free to let me know what you thought of the film in the comments below. The next film up for review is Cars 2. Yeah, that one. But I've got to do it. Until then, Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, comment below, preferably a respectful comment. Share the video with your friends and subscribe to this channel. And until the next video, have a magical time. Oh, Pixar, how can you take such a nosedive with this one? If we want to watch James Bond, we'll watch James Bond. Cars 2, the 11th film in Pixar's animated feature library, and the first sequel to Cars. Now, why did I put that in air quotes? Because it's a side story. Let me explain. In Radiator Springs, Lightning McQueen and his friends are gearing up for yet another race, except now Mater is mistaken for a spy truck and gets caught up in an espionage adventure. So the film basically becomes James Bond, but with cars and automobiles instead of people. And there's also this new fuel introduced into this film. All in all, which actually destroys cars' engines. Yeah, a spy adventure with cars. Come on, Pixar. Is this the best you could come up with for the first sequel to another one of your best loved franchises? Yeah, you can see where this is going, guys. This is the first time you're gonna hear me saying that I'm not a big fan of this Pixar film. The idea to turn it into James Bond with cars was a ridiculous idea. And actually, did I say this was the first time? Because I think I may have said I didn't like the first film very much either. Well, I like this film less than the first film. It just felt way more like a solo Disney project than a Pixar one. This film came out in 2011, by the way. And I said the 11th film, I meant the 12th. Sorry, the 12th film in Pixar's animated feature library. I just forgot what number it was there. Anyway, if you like this film, guys, good for you. But I just don't. And I'm a completionist. I have to have every film in their library. So, so now, guys, that is it for this review. And please don't crucify me for my opinion. It is an honest one. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, a nice comment if you dare, or if a nice comment if you please. Okay. Share the video with your friends and subscribe to this channel. And until the next video, thanks for watching and have a magical time. What do you get when you visit medieval Scotland and meet a parent and meet a reluctant princess? Well, I think you know the answer to that question. Here we go. Brave, Pixar's 13th feature-length animated film, released in 2012. Set in medieval Scotland and tells the story, spoilers, of Merida, a princess and the eldest in a family, in the Scottish royal family, who's reluctant to take over the throne after her parents are gone. So, she wishes for her overbearing mother to be turned into an animal, and, well, actually, her mother's turned into a bear by a witch's magic, and then seeing the consequences of her wish, Merida frantically and frightenedly tries to help her mother turn back to normal. Now, a little fun fact about this film is its original title was going to be The Bear and the Bow. And you can see why, because the queen is turned into a bear and Merida is a skilled archer. I should have actually said that earlier. And her parents are trying to marry her off to a suitor, which obviously she doesn't actually want to do. She wants to choose her own life. And to think that arranged marriages used to be allowed in Scotland? What? And there's also a theory about this, about the witch, and about Boo from Monsters, Inc. I'm not kidding about this. There's a theory about Boo from Monsters, Inc. being the witch. And that all stems from a wood carving of Sully the witch has in her cave. I mean, there's even a wood carving of the Pizza Planet delivery truck. Now, none of these things should exist if this is medieval Scotland we're talking about. But hang on. The wood carving of Sully, that was actually an Easter egg for Pixar's next film, which we'll talk about after this. Not straight after, though, mind. And as for the Pizza Planet delivery truck, well, an Easter egg of that pops up in every Pixar film after its initial appearance in Toy Story, in which it's just there. It's not an Easter egg, but yeah, you know. So, without further ado now, guys, I'd like to say what I thought of this film. I thought it was okay, but princess films aren't really Pixar's forte. That's more of a Disney thing to do. And yes, before you go saying, but James, Pixar is Disney, let me just correct you there by saying their first 6 films were not Disney. They were Pixar on their own. Because Disney bought Pixar in 2006. So there's a little history lesson for you. Okay. Yeah, okay. They were Disney and Pixar, but since Disney bought Pixar, the Pixar films have basically become their own. And the later films seem to be suffering because of that. So, anyway, enough about that. Because that's all for this episode. Monsters University is the next film they did, and we'll cover that next time. Until then, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have us a magical time. Oh, this was an interesting film for Pixar to do. Monsters in College? Monsters University. Okay, now this is the 14th film in the Pixar's feature-length animation library. It was released in 2013. And, well, instead of a sequel to Monsters Inc., this one's a prequel. Yeah, that's right, I said it, a prequel. Let me describe the film for you. Ever since he was little, Mike Wazowski has wanted to be a scarer. So, 12 years later, he is accepted into the prestigious Monsters University Scare Program. This is where he meets his roommate Randy Boggs, who we know as Randall from Monsters Inc., and they start out as best friends. And also, this is where he meets James P. Sullivan, also known as Sully from Monsters, Inc. And they start out as bitter rivals. Sully has everything handed to him because of being from a prestigious monster family, whereas Mike has had to work hard to get to where he is, and it doesn't seem like he belongs where he is. And over the course of the film, we see a bitter rivalry turned into a friendship, and a friendship turned into an enmity. So yes, this is the backstory for what we know in Monsters, Inc. And yes, it is a college movie with monsters. Okay. But for Pixar's only shot at a prequel thus far, they did a damn good job with this film. It's actually one of my favourites out of all of their films. So, I should have called a spoiler warning for those who hasn't seen the film yet. That was my bad, sorry. But, I'm going to assume that most of you have actually seen this already, so no harm done. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. The next film up for review is the first dip into the bucket for 2015. Yes, because they released 2 films that year. The first of which being Inside Out. That will be our next review. And no, I didn't skip out on 2014. They did. They didn't make a film that year. So if you enjoyed this video, then please remember to leave a like, a comment down below, a nice one, that is. Share the video with your friends, and most importantly of all, subscribe to this channel for more great content. Until the next video, thanks for watching, and have us a magical time. Okay, so what's going on inside this girl's head? Let's go and find out. Inside Out. That's right. Movie number 15 of Pixar's feature-length animated library, released, funnily enough, in 2015 as one of 2 films that were released in that year. So yeah, there you go. So what's it about? Well, first of all, I must issue a spoiler warning for those who haven't seen the film yet. You want to go and watch something else? Okay. Because Riley Anderson is an 11-year-old girl who is having to deal with the stress and upset caused by a cross-country move, as her dad is moving their family across America from Minnesota to San Francisco. And she has to deal with, as I said, with the stress that moving from from a place where you're familiar with everything around you to basically being the fish out of water doesn't fit in. And her emotions are having to work overtime, helping her cope with the stress of the move. Yes, I forgot. She has these 5 little things, entities inside her head, known as her emotions, that basically control how she feels, like our emotions do in real life. Joy. Bright yellow female with blue hair, deals with all the joyful moments in Riley's life. And this is evident enough by how many joyful core memories there are. Sadness. Obviously, all blue in colour. Likes anything sad. Obviously, because sadness. And is the emotion at work here and in play for a lot of the film. Anger. Obviously, red in colour because that's the colour we associate with anger. And as soon as he sees a broccoli pizza, well, that is basically him going off on a rant. And every time the strong emotion of anger is felt, he explodes, like he sets on fire. Fear, purple in colour, although it is not actually the colour I'd associate with that emotion. um, basically helps Riley with her fears, obviously, and worries. Because a lot of those will happen. Her anxiety about moving from one place to another. And disgust, who's green in colour and helps to protect Riley against strange tastes or anything or any new tastes. And all 5 of these emotions are hard at work here trying to help Riley. Because she's, after all, had to move to a new school as well as a new place, and she doesn't fit in. And we see each of these emotions getting to take the centre stage throughout the film. Now, I don't want to spoil the ending for you, for those who haven't seen it yet. So that's it for this review. What did you think of Inside Out if you have seen it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks. And if you enjoyed this video, comment, like... leave a like, comment, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and have us a magical time. So we all know that the dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago, right? Well, what if they didn't? What if they didn't? Is the question we find ourselves asking with The Good Dinosaur, the 16th animated feature film by Pixar Animation Studios. And it explores the question, what if the meteorite didn't hit the Earth, killing the dinosaurs? yeah. This one was also released in 2015 as the second of its two releases that year. And we actually see a scenario play out in which the comet that was said to have wiped out the dinosaurs passed the Earth instead of hitting it, killing the dinosaurs. So we get to see the dinosaurs further develop. And their first interaction with human life in a little boy named Spot. But the film itself follows a young dinosaur named Arlo who, after the accidental death of his father, has to prove himself worthy of putting a paw print on the family wall or on the family trunk. And his adventures to actually prove his worthiness leads to the meeting between him and the boy Spot. And then we actually get to see other dinosaurs trying to survive as well, because they may have escaped their original form of death, but that doesn't mean it can't catch up to them. Oh, no, no, no. Instead of a comet, it ends up being a climate change. Okay. Because we all know what was said to have happened after the dinosaurs went, right? The Ice Age. Yeah, there you go. So, if you ever wanted to know what would have happened if the dinosaurs had got to evolve further than they did, this film answers that question. Although, honest opinion time, I'm not actually a big fan of this film. But you can't ignore its existence as a Pixar film. Which is why I still have to cover it. But although, guys, if you did enjoy the film, good for you. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. It could be a favourite of yours for all I know. Anyway, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to like, comment, nice comments please, share the video, and subscribe to this channel for more great content coming soon. And until next time, thanks for watching and have a magical time. Okay, it is now time to return to the sea and see what our friends are up to. You know which friends they are. Roll the titles. Finding Dory, movie number 17 of the Pixar Animation Studios full-length animated features. Released in 2016, it is a sequel to Finding Nemo. Even though it was released 13 years after the original, it's only set 1 year after. So, spoilers ahead for those of you who didn't manage to see it. What's been going on? It's been around for 7 years now. Almost. Get on it. So, what's it about? Well, as I said, it takes place 1 year after Finding Nemo. And this time, the fish to get lost is Dory, as she's trying to find her parents. So she is now, well, the one getting lost, traversing the ocean, and Marlin and Nemo have to go and find her. And this actually leads them to a marine museum in California. That's right. And the new characters we meet are Hank, he's a septopus, and, well, we've got Dory's parents there, so yeah. And, well, so back to the story though. Marlin and Nemo are looking for Dory, who was looking for her parents. And this is how this new adventure unfolds. Of course, though, we do get a flashback at the beginning of the film to when Dory was a baby and when she first swam away from her parents' home and got lost out at sea and somehow managed to survive on her own. Because then it goes into flashbacks from Finding Nemo before catching up to the beginning of the film. And if you're thinking to yourselves, well, this plot sounds awfully familiar, where have I seen it, where have I heard it before? Well, that's because it is. It's basically the plot of Finding Nemo, but with Dory in the place of Nemo and getting lost in a different way. Okay. But does that make it a bad film? Oh, hell no, it does not. Holy mackerel if you think it does. You definitely need to get your fishing heads out of the water. Because it is a good sequel. And it's a good film by Pixar in general. Let me know what you thought of Finding Dory in the comments below if you have seen the film. And remember to keep the comments respectful. Now, next time we jump into 2017. Well, there were 2 films released in 2017. Yes, there were. The first of which we will be covering next time. That was Cars 3. Yes, you heard me correctly. So until then, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like, a respectful comment please, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more great content to come. And thanks for watching, and have a magical time. Let's pay our third visit to the world of cars, shall we? And let's see how our friends in Radiator Springs are doing after God knows how many years. Roll the titles. Cars 3. The 18th film, the 18th film in Pixar's full-length animated feature library, released in 2017, and the first of 2 releases for that year. Pardon me. This was the summer release. And we return to the world of cars, where Lightning McQueen, who has been racing for many years at this point and has 7 piston cups. He did what in his cups? To his credit. I couldn't resist that joke. And this time, though, he is actually taking on an up-and-coming racer. So he's taking on the mentor role Doc Hudson took on for him in the end. In the first film. Pardon me. And his young mentee is actually a young female racing car. And there's a young hotshot too big for his bonnet there as well. So the adventure is that Lightning and this new young female racer actually get challenged to a race, a 2-on-2 race, by this new hotshot and his manager. And I won't actually say who wins, because that would spoil it for those who haven't seen the film yet. And it's been out for nearly 6 years, so if you haven't seen it yet, why not? Well, maybe you don't like the Cars films, well, that's fair enough, but personally, I think this is the best film in the Cars trilogy. Yeah, there you go. And that is saying something from a self-proclaimed non-fan of those films. But whatever your opinions of the film is, let me know in the comments below. Keep it respectful, please. I don't care if you disagree. So, that's it for this review. The next film up for review will be the autumn release of 2022, Coco. 2022, 2017 even, sorry, 2017, Coco. Until then, thanks for watching. Please remember to leave a like, a respectful comment below, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more great content still to come. And what's already on there. Thanks again for watching and have a magical time. Okay, it's now time to hold on to those treasured memories of yours if you don't want them suffering the final death. Coco, the 19th animated feature film released by Pixar Animation Studios in 2017, and this was their autumn release. And how very fitting they should release it at that time of year, because in this film we hop over to Mexico and join in the Day of the Dead celebration. Yes, Dia de los Muertos, and we see the Rivera family celebrating this holiday. And we even see Miguel being taken in to the land of the dead itself while he's still alive, just by trying to steal Ernesto de la Cruz's guitar. And much like Inside Out tells us to hold on to our treasured memories, this one actually takes that message and runs with it, even in an even stronger way. In such a case, the land of the dead itself is basically like this giant world of memories. And if you stop remembering someone, they suffer their final death. And this is just Miguel's adventure to try and get home, back to the living world. Now, the Dia de los Muertos celebration in Mexico is a holiday celebrated by the people of Mexico between the 31st of October and 2nd of November every year. So it's a 3-day celebration. And it's the one time of the year that the spirits of dead loved ones who are remembered can cross a bridge into the living world to spend time with their families. And this is basically the lesson we are taught, along with Miguel in the film. And for those of you who think that this film rips off the Book of Life, I'm gonna shut you down, because it is nothing like it in terms of story. The only thing the two films have in common are the holiday they're set on, but they're two very different stories, okay? The Book of Life is basically a love story, but that uses the Day of the Dead idea. Coco is actually about remembering the dead and remembering your loved ones. So, not the same thing. And also, if you think about it, Lee Unkrich actually went to Pixar with the idea for Coco before Toy Story 3 came out in 2010. So they had the idea for the film before 20th Century Fox came out with the Book of Life. So actually, the Book of Life is kind of a rip-off of Coco, so it's the other way around. So how do you like that? Well, it's not the same idea, but who had the idea first? Not Fox, Pixar. Who copied the idea but made something their own out of it? Fox, not Pixar. Okay. But yes, the Dia de los Muertos is a real holiday the Mexicans celebrate. And it's a brilliant film. I don't care what all you haters have to say about it. But if you like the film, guys, let me know in the comments below. The next film up for review is it's Incredibles 2. And we jump ahead to 2018, which is when that one came out next time. So, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching. And have us a magical time. Well, how incredible is this? We now revisit our superhero friends, the Parr family, aka the Incredibles, for a second go-around. Roll the titles. Incredibles 2, the direct sequel to The Incredibles from 2004, and 20th feature-length animated film by Pixar Animation Studios, released in 2018. And as I said, this is a direct sequel to the 2004 film, so it picks up exactly, where The Incredibles left off. And this time, it sends Helen out on a secret mission. So much like The Incredibles was Bob's movie, Reliving the Glory Days, this is the same thing, but for Helen. As she is sent out on her own solo secret mission. And she ends up being faced with a new villain. The Screenslaver. Now, how cool a name is that for a villain? And of course, this does lead the family to having to go out and rescue her as well. Now, first they actually move into a new home. And this is also when, shock horror, the family learns that Jack has powers and are totally surprised to see this. Well, they didn't know he even had powers in the first film. So that's justified, but come on. He's the infant son in a family of superheroes. Why wouldn't he have powers? I mean, um, and because he hasn't developed a personality yet, obviously he has multiple powers. Now, bit of a question for you. If they made a third film, would they center it around another member of the Parr family going off on a secret mission? Or do you think they would age the characters up a few years and see what an adult Violet and a teenage Dash would be off doing, as well as a kindergarten aged Jack? Or do you think they would skip it ahead 20 years or so and introduce a whole new generation of super children? Incredibles The Next Generation. No, that's too Star Trek. Come on. But joking aside, what do I seriously think of this film? I think it's one of the best sequels Pixar have actually ever made to one of their films. I'm not joking about this. It's actually one of my favourite films in their whole catalogue. So guys, now I've told you what I think. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'd like to know. But keep your comments respectful, please. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a respectful comment, please. Share the video with your friends, and most importantly of all, subscribe to this channel for more great content, both up and coming. And if this has interested you, there are 19 more of these for you to check out, just saying. But until next time, thanks for watching and have a magical time. What's this? Our fourth visit to the toy box? What's going on here? That's right, guys. Toy Story 4. Pixar's 21st feature-length animated movie. Released in 2019. And the obvious fourth installment of the Toy Story franchise. So, do I need to issue a spoiler warning for those who haven't seen the film yet? Yeah, I think so, because there might be some people who haven't yet. So, the adventure here is that Well, it's Bonnie's first day of kindergarten, and she's not made any friends, so she makes a friend from a spork, some googly eyes, and some pipe cleaners, and dubs him Forky, despite him being a spork. And then Woody takes him home and introduces him to the gang, but he keeps trying to throw himself away. And Woody then has to teach him the same lesson he spent the first film trying to teach Buzz. And then the Anderson family go on a road trip. And this is where the adventure truly begins, as it becomes an adventure to escape an antique store run by a ventriloquist dummy and an evil broken doll. Well, it's not really an evil doll, but... And it's about Woody's reunion with Bo Peep, which from a little scene at the beginning of the film shows us that she was given away while Andy was still a kid. And of course, the new characters we meet during this film are, well, I've mentioned one of them, Forky, the character made from a spork, some googly eyes, and some pipe cleaners. The other new characters are two toys in a fairground game. They're stuffed animals, by the way. Gabby Gabby, the doll who's looking for a new voice box and tries to sever Woody's from him. And the ventriloquist dummy, who I actually think closely resembles Slappy. But no, that's not his name, don't worry. And of course, then there's, yes, Mr. Yes You Canada himself, Duke Kaboom. Okay. And it's just another thrilling adventure, which does have a happy ending. And I'm not going to oversell it. See it for yourself. And it might be worth a rewatch. If you haven't seen it in a long time. So, guys, that's it for this installment of Pixar Month. Let me know what you think of Toy Story 4 in the comments below. And also, leave a like if you enjoyed this video. A nice comment below, preferably with your opinion of the film. Share the video with friends, and most importantly of all, subscribe to this channel for more great content, both existent and to come. And until next time, thanks for watching and have us a magical time. Okay, we now enter a different world on the Pixar library, where we go into a magical world which mixes with technology to see two elf brothers. So let us get onward with that. Onward, the 22nd film in Pixar's full-length animation feature library, released in 2020 and was the first of 2 releases that year. What's it about? Well, spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet. But it tells the story of Ian and Barley Lightfoot, 2 elf brothers in a magical world that has since merged with technology, and they are out on a quest to spend one last day with their dead father. And where's the adventure gonna take them? Far and wide across their world, that's where, to find some phoenix gems. Meeting some other colourful type of characters along the way. Now, this is probably a unique film in Pixar's library, as it is one of the only ones not to be set on Earth in the Pixar world, but rather in a completely different world. And, well, it's okay. It's not one of the best films Pixar have made, to be perfectly honest. But it was a nice try at a fantasy film. So I had to give them props for trying something new and different, but it just didn't work out as well as they'd hoped. So that's my opinion. You may have a different opinion of the film if you've seen it. Let me know in the comments below what your opinion is. The next film under the review spotlight is Soul. So until then, thanks for watching, and please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe, and have a magical time. So guys, let me ask you a question. What happens when a man falls down a manhole? Well, keep watching and you'll find out. Yes, Soul is the 23rd film in the in Pixar's feature-length animation library. And based on the little intro I've just done there alone, I think it might have given you a clue as to what it's about. When Joe, a man, falls down a manhole and dies, he ends up going into the spirit world, where during this adventure to get back to his body, he learns how souls get into bodies in the first place. Now, he is a jazz singer, so that should actually give you an idea of the time period this is set in. I'd say 1930s, 1920s, 1930s. The jazz age. And the adventure for Joe to return to his body is certainly a funny one. This is actually the second and last of 2 releases of 2020. No, it's not a trend. Pixar don't normally release 2 films every year, but they have done on a couple of occasions. But without wanting to spoil it too much for those of you who, for some reason, haven't managed to see it yet, I'll stop talking about the plot here and give you my opinion. It's another one of those meh films, I'm afraid, from Pixar, because this is the era when they really were becoming just Disney products rather than Pixar ones. Sorry, Pixar, but why are you letting Disney interfere this much with your films? Come on, turn yourselves around. Come on. I get the big D owns you, but that doesn't mean you have to let them walk all over you. Okay. Anyway, enough about that. That was a mini rant. You may have different opinions of the film for those of you who have seen it, and I'd like to know them in the comments below. But that is it for this review. As usual, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please be kind enough to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel for more great content to come, and for great content you may have missed. So, that is it. Until next time, have a magical time. Okay. What does Italy and the sea have in common? Sea monsters, apparently. Shape-shifting ones, too. Roll the titles. Luca. That's right, guys. Luca. The 24th film in Pixar's feature-length animation library, and their release of 2021. Okay. The theatrical release of 2021, that is. So what's it about? Well, it's about a shape-shifting sea monster named Luca, shock horror, and his friend Alberto, as they embark on an adventure trying to make their hometown or village in Italy accept them for who they are, because they apparently hate sea monsters. Prejudice much? And their town founder is depicted as in a statue with a sea monster, but not actually slaying it. Now, if my memory's gone hazy on this film, because I've only seen it once since I've had it. In fact, I've only seen it once, and that was before it came out on home media. Streaming it on Disney Plus. And it's definitely one of the better films of recent years that they've put out. A different type of story and a different type of adventure. Well, that's my opinion. It's one of the better films of recent years. But do you think it's gonna stop there? Nah. No, just wait till you see what they've got coming next. Yeah. But that will happen in the next episode, that review. Because that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, a nice comment, and if you feel so inclined, let me know what you thought of Luca if you've seen it. I should have given a spoiler warning before telling you about the film. Share with your friends, and subscribe to this channel for more brilliant content still to come, and existing brilliant content that you may not have seen yet. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a magical time. Okay, so what do you turn into whenever you feel a strong emotion? Oh, that's right. Just an angry version of yourself, maybe. Not this girl. Roll the titles. Turning Red, the 25th film in Pixar's feature-length animation library, released in 2022 as the first of last year's 2 releases. Spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the film yet. Go and watch something else. Because this film is set in 2002, 20 years before it was released, and tells the story of Mei Lin, a young Chinese Canadian girl who, whenever she experiences a strong emotion, say like anger, transforms into a giant red panda. And we come to learn throughout the film that this is actually a genetic ability on the mother's side. Okay. um, wow. Yeah, how. And it's about her learning how to control this and also trying to stop it from happening. And we also learn in the film that it's every time there's a blood moon, this happens. Well, the origin of it comes from a blood moon or whatever. I've only seen the film once, so forgive my memory for being imperfect and hazy about the film. But it is still, I'm gonna say this, it's a good film, actually. It's one of the better films that Pixar have come out with in recent years. You may have different opinions. Let me know what they are in the comments below. If you do, if you've seen the film. So, that being said, that is it for this review. The next review will be the final one, and we'll be visiting an old friend. Well, when I say that, the human form. And, well, just wait and see. Lightyear's going to be the final review of Pixar month. That's what I'm saying. So until then, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a magical time. Okay, guys, it's time to end Pixar month, but are we watching a movie from inside the universe of another film, within Pixar's library? Well, based on what I've just said there, Pixar's 26th feature-length animated film, Lightyear, from 2022, it's just that. What we're watching when we watch Lightyear is the movie in universe that Andy saw in Toy Story. Okay, Andy from Toy Story saw. So we're watching in-universe actors acting an in-universe movie, going on an in-universe adventure. This is the adventure the Buzz Lightyear action figure from the Toy Story films was based on. So what we see here is Buzz Lightyear, played by Chris Evans, well, voiced by Chris Evans, going off on an adventure which catapults him over 60 years into the future, where he has to face and combat the evil Emperor Zurg with his team of space rangers behind him. Except what we actually get when we meet Emperor Zurg is something we do not expect on first viewing. I'm not going to tell you who it turns out to be in case you haven't seen the film yet. But this was the summer 2022 release. And it's nice to have a spin-off for the Toy Story universe. And it is one of Pixar's best films of the modern era. No. Don't crucify me for that. It's an opinion. But just because it was panned in the box office doesn't mean we should pan it. So that's my opinion of the film. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for Pixar month. Next month I'll be doing comedies. Not just comedy films, but sitcoms as well. So that's next month, actually, starting on the 1st of April. Don't be a fool! Okay. So, that's then. But until then, I hope you enjoy these 26 reviews. And thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And until next time, have a magical time.